Peace, peace, magical ones. Will your day is well? It's your girl Sanserae coming back at you with another little video share. And today I wanted to share with the family an easy way to make some homemade rose water. And rose water is great in your spiritual and magical workings, as it can be used in love magic and for attracting. So it's really great, and it's also good in beauty rituals as well. So I'm going to show the family how to make it an easy way really quickly, and then I'll share some tips and tricks for how you can use your homemade rose water. So for this, you'll only need a couple of items. You'll need some fresh roses or some dried roses or rose petals. You'll need some distilled water. You'll need a pot. And you will need some sort of net, cheesecloth, or mesh, some sort of doohickey that will allow you to strain your rose water, your petals from the water. So you'll need those items. And it's really easy to do. I got some fresh roses from my local grocer's department, the floral section, and they were marked down. So I got 2 dozen for less than $5. I got a pink and a red bunch. And I had every intention on doing this video a few days ago and actually making the rose water with the fresh petals. But I got off a little bit, had to go with the flow and do some other things that I was being guided to do. So I got dried petals. So that's what I'm going to use for today. So what you want to do is you want to remove the petals from your rose stems, and then you want to just lightly rinse them off, and that's just to make sure that they're clean so that your rose water is as pure as possible. If you can, try to get roses that are free of pesticides. They haven't been sprayed with any chemicals or anything like that, because obviously that's the best. Also, fresh is good because they're more aromatic than if you use dry. But you're still going to get a beautiful aroma. You're still going to get all the properties. But if you want, really fragrant, then it's always better to use the fresh instead of dry. But we're going to do our witching with what we have, and right now we have dry. So I've already rinsed these off, and I'm going to add them to my pot. You just want to get them all in there, and then you're going to take the distilled water and you're going to pour over the roses until it nearly covers the roses, and that's all that you want to use. So this water is charged. I blessed it, and it's charged in the sun. I like to use charged or blessed water in my workings just to add a little bit more power and witching intention in there. But you can just use distilled if you don't have any blessed or charged water. So I'm just pouring the water over the petals, and it's going to look a little something like that. I will let you can see that. And I'm just going to put it on my stove's lowest temperature setting, low, simmer, 2 or 3, that'll work. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'll leave the petals there to simmer for a while, and you'll know when they're ready when the color comes away from the petals or it changes. So if you use a white, pink, yellow, or lighter colored rose, the rose petals will actually turn white or like a creamy color. And if you use a dark rose petal, it may turn black sort of, if it doesn't lose its color altogether. So these were dried, so when they got done, the red ones sort of turned a little blackish and the pink ones turned a little whitish. But I already made the rose water because it does take a minute, so I had some in another pot simmering back here, the pink and red ones that I got, and it's already ready. So then you want to take your net or whatever you're using to strain it, and you just want to put that over a larger jar or bowl so that you can extract the water. And you'll notice that the water is the pretty color of whatever color roses that you decided to use. It's always good to strain it once or twice just to make sure it's as pure as possible. So you can definitely do that as well, and I'm going to do that too. So now, rose water is great to use in your magic works, especially when you're doing anything that has to do with love magic. You can use it to anoint yourself. You can use it to anoint candles. You can use it to anoint your charms or your tools or whatever it is that you're working with. You can also use rose water as a cleansing prior to spell work, rituals, and ceremonies by adding it to your bath or spraying yourself down with it, whatever you choose to do. Roses are attracting. They have a lot of magical attracting properties. So this is good as well to use when you want to attract something like money or luck or love, of course. So you can use it for those purposes as well. And the Sufis in ancient traditions, the Sufis actually used rose water as an ink, and they would use it to write their magical incantations or spells or whatever, or just sigil amulets and charms and things like that. So it's got a lot of different magical properties that you can incorporate into your wills if you choose to do so. You can also just use rose water and for a beauty ritual. It's actually a very good astringent. So you can mix the rose water that you make, depending on how much you get, with 1 to 2/3 cups of alcohol-free witch hazel and put it in a spray bottle, and you could use it as an astringent for your face. You could also use rose water to alleviate headaches. So if you have a nice amount like this, you could soak a cloth or a towel in it and then lay it across your forehead to help alleviate the headaches. The aromas and the healing properties in the rose water work well for that, as well as like motion sickness or nausea if you're moving like a car or a boat or something like that. It works that way as well. It has a wonderful light fragrance, so you could also use it as a sort of body spray or perfume, and you can even add, if you have it, a couple of drops of rose fragrance oil or rose absolute essential oil if you have it, and have it sort of like a perfume. And as always, you can add it to your bath just to relax or for cleansings before your workings, whatever you choose. So I've got another little bottle here, and I'm just going to pour it in here. With a little cap, and I can use this as an astringent, add a little bit to a cotton ball, rub it all over your face. It also helps work to remove makeup as well, or good like this to just pour in the bath and you got it. You could even use rose water for scrying if you choose to do so. So just wonderful magical things that you can do with this little ditty. You can keep it in your refrigerator and it'll last you for about 2 weeks. So I will that this video has been helpful for you in some way. If you'd like to know me or more about what I do, check out the websites, yaelsmoon.com, and products at l9shop.com. Coming soon, naturalhealingmagic.com. Check me out on Facebook by name, Sanserae Scott, and check out the Magick group, Magical Scents and Hints. So until next time, family, peace and love and magical